She glanced nervously around the bush and back at him. You may need to purchase an academic gown before the commencement. I looked in my closet for something to wear, but I couldn't find anything appropriate for the occasion. Please submit your term papers to the general office. Students are not allowed with mobile phones in the examination hall.
The scheme has been fraught with problems from the start. We blanch almonds by soaking their skins in boiling water. A public relations exercise improves the relationship between the public and an organization. You can get to the college by bus, train, or car. Don't drink any alcohol even if you drive carefully.
Fighter jets, helicopters and warships will guard against security threats. Students who'd like to help produce the college newspaper should come to a meeting tomorrow. Read the instructions carefully before you start writing your essay.
His tone tonight was nothing short of jealousy.
Cause of the revolution. Today's lecture on modern American literature has been cancelled.
The library will stay open until midnight during the exam period.
Lecture will be available in audio or video.
Support students with financial, emotional, and other problems.
The field training will start soon, so pack everything before the deadline.
Next week, the department secretary will email you with the details of your tutorial groups. This college has a good reputation for both its research and its teaching.
There are many reasons why knowing several languages is a major career advantage. The causality theory states that for every effect, there is a cause. If their aspirations are not achieved, they become gloomy. Fungi are important in the process of decay, which returns ingredients to the soil, enhances soil fertility, and decomposes animal debris. The plan raised a lot of money and improved the economy of the country.
Privacy issues surrounding mobile computers are becoming complex. My mom made a milkshake with frozen bananas and chocolate sauce. The chocolate chip cookies smelled so good that I ate one without asking. After she lost her job, she couldn't afford to feed her dogs, so she gave them away. I would never feed my dog with commercial dog food.
He reads magazines, but he doesn't like to read books. The library is deemed too dangerous for children, but there is one child that visits it daily. Our university welcomes postgraduate students from all over the world. There is no point in designing efficient cars if we use them more and more. The rising inflation rate indicates a decrease in demand for consumer product.
Lecture will be available in audio or video. The field training will start soon, so pack everything before the deadline. The atmosphere is compassed by oxygen and nitrogen gases. The geography assignments must be submitted by the midday of Friday. The assignment should be submitted prior to the spring break.
The website is designed to be highly interactive. There are 3 separate assignments for this module. Effective presenters make eye contact with the audience. The chief industries are weaving leather, making dyeing and working in iron and pottery. Students should take advantage of the online help system before approaching their lectures.
Before attending the lecture, you must register online or by post. Please click the logo above to enter the site. Young children need education and organized activities. Any textual references you make should be cited appropriately in the footnotes. The difficult teacher is always responsible for the contribution to student marks.
By using the student identification card, you can borrow books from the library. The topic for discussion is usually related to the topic for a speech. The university offers facilities to students and staff. Please remain seated after finishing your exam. The brain is our central computer of our bodies.
Read the safety instructions before using the equipment during the workshop. It is quite clear that further research is required. Exercise is important for mental and physical health. Cells are the basic building blocks of all animals and plants. You cannot leave the examination center until you complete the form.
It is very important to wear masks during this pandemic. Australia is the first AIDS-free country in the world. The faculty staff are very approachable, helpful, and extremely friendly. The gap between the rich and the poor does not decrease. Students have the options to live in college residences or apartments.
We have 3 distinctive libraries which are nationally acclaimed. Parking permits can be collected through the Student Service Office. Please don't forget to check your email for the updates of the week. Tuesday sessions will last for approximately 2 hours. We should focus on innovation, and if we don't, we are bound to lose out.
Many industries have moved to the countryside, where manufacturing costs are lower. Everyone should get access to art galleries, no matter where they live. Until you complete the form, you cannot attend. There is too much information on this topic. Presentation skills are important to both universities and workplaces.
Major sports on campus include rugby, soccer, and tennis. It is clear that the effects of climate change will damage the world economy. The framework will help pose more research questions systematically. The light can be seen as waves or particles. Experience would be an advantage for this managerial role.
Students only can select one subject from biology and math. The library is located on the north side of the campus. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about the other theories that can explain the variations in climate. Good research presents many benefits to the real people. You should include your name and identity number in the registration form.
Half of the marks in mathematics are allocated to the correct working. What is the most effective way of interaction between teachers and students in class? The development in the information technology has greatly changed the way people work. We can meet in my office after the lecture. You need to read the chapter before the management class.
Talented people do special marketing. Biographical information should be removed prior to the publication of the results. The United States is the largest chocolate manufacturing country. If you forget your password, you need to contact the Student Center. If you forget your passport, you need to contact the Student Center.
The quality of our accommodation is high, but it is still affordable for students. Public speaking is one of the qualities they were seeking among the candidates. The renewable energy alternatives were the main aspect of debate during the meeting. During an official ceremony, a memorandum of understanding was signed by the academic dean. Gravity is extraordinarily weak and nearly impossible to study directly at a quantum level.
Please be careful when using online translation programs. All course materials will be posted online. The course comprises 20 hours of lectures, seminars and tutorials each week. To get further extension, you need to call the education executive on 401. Professor Gordon just called me a few minutes ago.
There is a new pharmacy on the north side of the university campus. Her father prevented me from talking to her. There won't be any space for me in the car. Read the fitness center instructions before attempting to use the equipment. The books are filled with drawings of machines invented when he was a student.
Our tutorial will take place on the second floor in room 1. The library offers group study rooms, so you can work with other students. Proficiency in a foreign language may be demonstrated by assessment. The burning of fossil fuels leads to pollution and global warming. I think we can all agree that being fluent in 2 languages is a good thing.
My siblings and I were waiting for my mother to come back from the hospital. "85% of people say they fear speaking in public. When we are stressed, our skin releases a natural chemical, a hormone, that repels mosquitoes. People tend to be least happy in middle age. I think of those leaders who inspire us to go beyond the call of duty.
If you want to receive the reimbursement, you must submit the original receipts. Please read the first 5 chapters to prepare for next week's tutorial. I will be in my office every day from 11 to 12. Being a vegan means not consuming any animal products. I would like an egg and tomatoes on white sandwich bread with orange juice.
Applicants for the course preferably have a degree in English or journalism. Any text or references you make should be cited appropriately in the bibliography. The health center is situated at the corner of the university behind the library. The cafeteria closes soon, but the snack machine is accessible throughout the night. The puppets do comedy routines, and there is some terrific formation dancing.
Only those who are over 18 years of age are eligible to open a bank account in our bank. Ideally, free trade is beneficial to both trading partners. All applications of internship are available in the office. The geographic assignment should be submitted by the midday of Friday. Robert Frost thinks the rural area is livable for people in New England.
This is how we deliver healthcare to millions of people over the world. In English, the first letters of the months of the year are always capitalized. A thorough bibliography is needed at the end of every assignment. I'm glad you arrived here with safety. Contemporary critics dismissed his idea as eccentric.
The translator is not available in our department. My laptop has crashed and cannot save any file. Your tutor is there for help, so do ask if you don't understand anything. You are required to submit the assignment before Friday. We are required to submit the assignment before Friday.
They have enough works to keep them going. The United States has developed a coffee culture in recent years. The Lecture Theatre 1 is located on the ground floor of the PAC building. Most printers in the library are out of ink. In this library, the reserve collection of books can be borrowed for up to 3 hours.
Essays with few or no citations will raise the concern of the lecturers. The number of company bankruptcies skyrocketed in the third quarter. Our capacity to respond to national needs will determine our ability to flourish. In my free time, I would like to read current affairs and newspapers. Negative discourse continues to be predominant in discussions about gender.
His objection to including scientific evidence has brought a lot of criticisms to him. Newspapers across the world reported stories of presidents. Internet provides unusual opportunities for students and current events. Children can share their lunch at around noon. The university has a number of travel scholarships that students can apply for.
I don't like cheese and tomato sandwiches on white bread and orange juice. If she doesn't speak the language, she's not going to sit around and wait for a translator. To answer such a complex question with a simple yes or no is absolutely impossible. Fishing is a sport and a means for surviving. Arteries carry oxygenated blood from the heart to other parts of the body.
Since the problems we face are global, we need to find the global solutions. Many of the university's original buildings are still in use. We will see if we can get through this without too many interruptions. We will study the following two pictures in the next lecture. Companies are aiming to earn the money, not to change the society.
We need to read the first 5 chapters to prepare for next week's tutorial. As a student union member, we can influence the change of the university. Animals grow larger and stronger to help them to hunt better. The new English class will start next Monday morning. The generic biology technology lab is located at the north wing of the library.
Don't hesitate to email me if you have any questions. She feared becoming an object of ridicule. The timetable will be posted on the website before the class starts. Students should book a library tour on the first week of the first semester. In 1880, cycling became a major phenomenon in Europe.
The hypothesis on black hole is rendered moot as the explanation of the explosion. Care needs to be taken for vulnerable groups during the periods of turmoil. The older equipment has been put at the back of the building. The Genetic Biology Technology Lab is located at the north wing of the library. Expertise in particular areas distinguishes you from other graduates in a job interview.
Make sure the financial director knows the full details of the pay agreement. We didn't mean to ask him to do it because he cannot manage it. Students are competing for every place in the computer courses. Our School of Arts and Technology accepts applications at all points throughout the year. There are a range of housing options near the university.
All sources of materials must be included in your bibliography. Negative discourse continues to be predominant in discussion of gender. She told the faculty to be very supportive. Many undergraduate students go back home to stay with their parents after graduation. Nearly half of television outputs are given away for educational program.
The minimum mark for distinction grade is no less than 75%. Number the beakers and put them away until tomorrow. Organic food is grown without applying chemicals, and the process is without artificial additives. You can only choose one subject from biology and media. If you want to sell all your books, it must have a list of bibliography.
The Student Service Center is located on the main campus behind the library. Our fundamental realities, especially national needs, have seen the ability to flourish. I don't understand what the comment in my essay means. A renowned economist is selected to have a speech tonight at 8. Arteries carry blood from heart to the other parts of the body.
The hypothesis needs to be tested in a more rigorous way. Today, we will be discussing the role of government in preventing injustice. We didn't have any noticeable variance between the 2 or 3 tasks. You should inquire about the direct deposit. The search for universal explanations plays an important role in the development of archaeological theory.
The cafe will close soon, but you can use the snack machine which is running overnight. Higher fees make students think more critically about what universities can offer. We are constantly looking for ways to bring industry and agriculture closer together. Environmental friendliness is a new category in which campuses are competing. Fish is for sport, meat is for surviving.
She is an expert of the 18th century French literature. History is not a simple collection of dates and events. Newspapers across the world are reporting stories of presidents. Student loans are now available for international students. By clicking this button, you agree with the terms and conditions of this website.
Physics is a detailed study of matter and energy. All lectures handouts are downloadable on the university website. This small Indian state is a land of forests, valleys and snowy islands. I'm glad you got here safely. Globalization has been an overwhelming urban and urbanization phenomenon.
To receive the reimbursement, you must keep the original receipts. There are lots of people competing for places in computer courses. The wheelchair lift has been upgraded this month. The visiting professor is going to give a lecture on geology. The office said Dr. Smith will arrive later today.
The office opens on Mondays and Thursdays directly following the freshman seminar. The first few sentences of an essay should capture the reader's attention. The course registration is open in early March for new students. The college welcomes students from all over the world. The author expressed an idea that modern readers inevitably cannot accept.
Sport is the main cause of traumatic brain injuries in the United States. The residence hall is closed prior to the closing time of the academic building at the end of the semester. Reserve collection books can be borrowed for up to 3 hours. Put the knife and fork next to the spoon near the edge of the table. Please finish all the reading chapters before the field trip.
Most of the assignments should be submitted on the same day. Meeting with tutors could be arranged for students who need additional help. I will be in my office every day from 10 to 12. Elephant is the largest land-living mammal. Don't forget to hand in your assignments by the end of next week.
The context includes both the land history and the human history. Basketball was created in 1891 by a physician and a physical instructor. All undergraduate students should participate in this seminar. A computer virus has destroyed all my files. You can change your courses on the website during the registration period.
Your watch is fast, you need to reset it. You can pay using cash or a credit card. Please do not bring food into the classroom. Please pass the handouts along to the rest of the people in your row. To measure distance could take as much as 3 weeks. I expect a long and stagnant debate for a week or two on this issue. Proteins constitute at least 30% of the total mass of all living organisms. A science-based approach is vital for effective advancements. The gap between the rich and the poor did not decrease rapidly as expected. The professor will be the last speaker this evening. We would like a first draft of the assignment by Monday. Number the beakers and put them away. Our university has strong partnerships with industry as well as collaborative relationships with government bodies. What distinguishes him from others is the dramatic use of black and white photography. One of the hardest things about starting university is finding your way around. Meeting with mentors can be scheduled for students who require additional support. The U.S. ranks 22nd in foreign aid, given it as a percentage of GDP. Chapter 1 provides the historical background to the topic. He is almost never in his office. Leading scientists speculate that numerous planets could support life forms.
That country's economy is primarily based on tourism. The study of archaeology requires intensive international fieldwork. She doesn't even care about anything but what is honest and true. Higher fees cause the student to look more critically at what universities offer. During that period, heavy industry grew rapidly in the north of the country. The lecture management in Japan will take place in the week 7. You can retake the module if your marks are too low. Please explain what the author means by sustainability. Hypothetically, insufficient mastery in the areas slows future progress. Please sort and order the slides of the presentation according to topic and speech time. In our city, students have access to 13 college libraries. Our class is divided into two groups. You come with me, the others stay here. You must take 3 core and 2 elective courses in this semester. Try to explain how your ideas are linked so that there is a logical flow. This lecture was meant to start at 10. There will be a guest lecturer visiting the psychology department next month. There is varying plagiarism across different university departments. There is no entrance fee for tonight's lecture. The thoughts never cross my mind. The seminar on writing skills has been cancelled. The research paper should begin with a thorough review of the literature. The psychology department is looking for volunteers to be involved in research projects. The lecture tomorrow will discuss the educational policies in the United States. The clear evidence between brain events and behavioral events is fascinating. The bookshop is located at the North of Main campus. The agricultural sector in that country has been heavily subsidized. Students should take advantage of the online resources before attending the lecture. Students must observe lab safety regulations at all time. She was always here, but today she is missed. On this project, you will be asked to work as a group of 3. No more than 4 people can be in the lab at once. Meteorology is a detailed study of Earth's atmosphere.
John went rushing off down the corridor. It is important to take gender into account when discussing the figures. In Europe, the political pressure is similar regarding globalization. In English, the month of the year is always capitalized. If you forgot your student number, you should contact Jenny Bryce. I found a large rock, and I broke through the basement window. I didn't understand the author's point of view on immigration. Every year, students pass biology course easily. Reserve collection of books can be borrowed for up to 3 hours. Answering such a complex question with a simple yes or no is absolutely impossible. A preliminary bibliography is due the week before the spring break. The library is located at the other side of the campus behind the Students' Center. Residence Hall is closed prior to the academic building closing time in the semester. A demonstrated ability to write clear, correct and concise English is bigotry. Many students are so scared of writing essays because they never learned how. Many health workers think the pensioners are too old to understand. In consultation with your supervisor, your thesis is approved by the faculty committee. There will be open book exams on Monday the 28th.
The program depends entirely on private funding. Basketball was created in 1891 by a physician in physical structure. The first person in space was from the Soviet Union. People with an active lifestyle are less likely to die early or to have a major. I could not save my work as my computer got crashed. I was overwhelmed with too much irrelevant information. Interpreters are not readily available in this department. To understand its entity, we need to go back to its origin. The tutor is there for help, so do ask if you don't understand anything. Anatomy is the study of internal and external body structures. The verdict depends on which side was more convincing to the jury. The new hypothesis needs to be tested with a new controlled experiment. Unfortunately, the two most interesting economic electives clash on my timetable. All the assignments should be submitted by the end of this week. Even with the permit, finding a parking spot on campus is still impossible. She has been in the library for a long time. The original Olympic Games were celebrated as religious festivals. The real reason for global hunger is not the lack of food, but poverty. Remember to sign the attendance register before leaving the lecture hall. "39.5% California residents don't speak English at home." "39.5% California residents speak a language other than English at home." The minimal mark for distinction is 75%. The glass is not the real solid because it doesn't have crystal structure. Students are afraid of writing an essay because they have learned nothing about it. The professor has promised to put his lecture notes online. Student services provide help with housing and transport. The original Olympic game is one kind of original festival. Rules about breaks and lunch time vary from one company to another. Company exists for money, not for society. Acupuncture is a technique involved in traditional Chinese medicine.
Knives and forks should be placed next to the spoon on the edge of the table. A periodical is a publication that is issued regularly. New York City is famous for its ethnic diversity. The mismatch between the intended and reported uses of the instrument has become clear. Students can get access to computers on a daily basis. Professor Smith will be late for today's lecture. The United Kingdom is a constitutional monarchy and parliamentary democracy. We will discuss these two pictures in next lecture. We are not going to accept the assignment after the due date on Friday. The student welfare officer can help with questions about exam techniques. A lot of agricultural workers came to the East End to look for alternative work. Knife and fork should be placed next to the spoon on the edge of the table. This part of the story is the story of my father. Make sure you correctly cite all your sources. Extra seminars will be scheduled to assist you with revision. I can't afford to take a gap year unless I can get a job and save up. Feelings of nerves are common to all university freshers. The research looked at the neighborhood cooperative schemes such as community gardens.